Okay, why don't we build a recipe? Okay, so we've learned how to read a recipe and how to kind of understand the steps. Well, now we're going to build a recipe. So I've got a list of ingredients over here, and this is the basic ingredients for a chili, right? So first thing you want to do is you want to name your chili. So world class chili recipe. That's what we're going to call it. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to put these ingredients kind of in order. Okay. So we know that we are going to have to do the ground beef first, right? So you want to do your meat because the meat's going to take the longest to cook. We've got onions. So let's look at the vegetables. Vegetables that will need to be sauteed. We'll put that next. So we've got our onions. So we'll saute our ground beef until it's done. We'll put our onions in and we'll cook the onions down until they're soft. One thing I don't have in here is oil. So let's just say that we're going to use olive oil. And let's just say oil. Right. You could just use the fat from the beef to cook the onions. Actually, let's do that. So the fat that's left over in the beef from cooking the beef will cook the onions. We could add garlic though. Let's add some garlic. So then you're gonna put the garlic in and let the garlic cook. So what goes next here, do you think? We have our liquids, right? So let's take our chicken stock. We're gonna put in our stock. We're gonna put in our canned tomatoes. We're gonna put in, how about the chili? Let's go ahead. We're gonna have to put in our chili spice. So chili spice or seasoning, right? Salt and pepper, we're going to wait till the very end because we want to make sure that if it reduces down, we don't over season that. The chili spice we do want to add because we want to make sure that it's got, oh, look what we forgot. We forgot our tomato sauce. So if you look at the rest of the ingredients, so you've got your salt and pepper, which will be at the end, and then you have your sour cream, cheese, and Fritos. So those are going to be like a garnish, right? We'll keep those as garnish. Your beans will go in at the very end as well because you don't want to overcook them. So let's do beans next. And then we're going to do salt and pepper. And then we'll have our garnish, right? Let's take it down. Let's put it down here for the garnish, right? Okay, so our first step will be to brown the ground beef. That is step one. Step two, we're going to add our onions to soften. Then we're going to add garlic to soften. And then after that, we're going to add our chicken stock, tomatoes, tomato sauce, and the chili spice, right? Stir it and bring it to a boil, and then reduce to a simmer. The reason why we reduce to a simmer is because we don't want the ingredients to break up. We just want them to cook. And if you leave it on a boil, it's just going to break it up with the agitation. So you don't want to do that. So then after a time, you make up the time, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, however long you want to simmer this. Then we're going to add we're going to taste it. Add salt and pepper. the taste, right? So you're going to taste it and then add your salt and pepper. And then add the beans. Then add your beans, right? So we've taken the ingredients, we've put them in a list in order of how they're going to be used in the recipe. Okay. So your ground beef is first. We brown the ground beef. Then you add your onions. That's second. And you soften them. Then you add your garlic. Again, you soften that. Then you add your chicken stock, your tomatoes, your tomato sauce, and your chili spice. You're going to stir that and bring to a boil and then reduce to a simmer. You're going to cook that down for a little bit to meld the flavors, to get the flavors, working together. And then you're going to taste it and add your salt and pepper. Now, at this point, you might want to add extra chili spice, but you can add that to your recipe. And then at the very end, you're going to add your beans, because really all you need to do with the beans, since they're cooked, they're canned beans, you're just going to need to heat them, bring them up to get hot. So that's going to be at the very end. And then you're going to serve it with the garnish of cheese, sour cream, and Fritos. So that's it. That's how you make chili. That is your world-class chili. Now, I don't know what makes this world-class other than the fact that you made it, but this is your world-class chili and how you would build that recipe just out of ingredients. So this means that when you can do this, you can take ingredients out of your pantry, you can list the ingredients and go, okay, what can I make? And start figuring out by your ingredients what you could make from that. Now, this is a soup, obviously. We could have done something else with, you could do, you can make, do the ground beef for tacos, really. This is maybe not the Fritos, but the sour cream and cheese could be a good garnish for that. Beans, you can have those on the side, and actually you could refry them in the pan. Chili spice could still be used as the seasoning for tacos. So you could do tacos with this. You could do burritos with this. You could even, if you had, you've got your canned tomatoes, right? And your tomato sauce, chicken stock. If you had some basil or some oregano, you could turn this into a marinara sauce or a pasta sauce. So there's lots of options that you can do with this.